Every person tries to be the queen, the king, I'm the best. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, love yourself, but do not allow your ego to ruin your relationships, to ruin your ability to love someone, to give to someone, because most of such people, they only take. When you choose a career path because you want to do something great for others and you love it, over something that your parents were expecting you to do, you will just change your life. Because when we raise boys, what do we tell them? Don't cry, you're a man. You're not supposed to do this, don't do this, don't do that. We do not teach them, hey, you're angry now. Hey, you're upset because of this. So they cannot find a word for the emotion that they feel. Because society tells us you have to be like this, you have to be like that, then you have to do this and you have to do that. Ladies, please sit down, relax, and accept yourself the way you are. They just do it for money. But when they come home, they close the door, the only thing that rolls in is the anxiety. Because they feel miserable, they feel unseen, they feel unwanted, they seem not professional enough, they feel not even just trusted at work. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it revoked a passion in me.
Beautiful.
Towards how people think. What do they do? Why do they act like this? I always ask the question, why?
Everyone, and I am truly excited today. We have a beautiful podcast, a beautiful episode, and with a gorgeous guest with us tonight. We have Lana. She is a qualified practitioner and a psychologist. She is a specialist in this beautiful area that I think we all need to connect with, and this episode is absolutely going to be very, very, very insightful. So Lana, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Samira. Thank you for inviting me here.
It's a pleasure. So Lana, let's start with your journey and how did you come into this beautiful world and pursue psychology?
If you had told me that I'll be a psychologist 10 years ago, I would most probably be laughing at that. But when we grow a bit older, we become much wiser, we go through certain experiences, we do tend to want to do a job that satisfies us because we do help the society. At some point you understand, what am I bringing to people? How useful am I? What does my job do to others, let's say, for example? And I realized that I want to change people's lives, and the only way I do believe is psychology.
And just before the show began, you were telling me about your passion towards going deep inside this whole study and not just from, the top. So I think you became really into the whole field and you started exploring the deeper side of things.
Yes, I started from basically Gestalt psychology, and Gestalt therapy initiated from German language Gestalt, which means the process now, being in the moment. And it's a very interesting type of psychology where they do understand that there is spirituality as well. And it was big wave of a new change in the classical psychology in US, because people realized that at some point classical psychology does not help you. And I don't know how to explain it to you, but it revoked a passion in me.
Beautiful.
Towards how people think. What do they do? Why do they act like this? I always ask the question, why? For what? What is the reason? And because of my studies and because of the experience I have, I'd rather sit and watch people and try to understand them than judge or, just try to change them immediately. It's always good to understand what's the root, what's the cause of everything happening.
100%. And Lana, what would you say about the importance of changing your inner brain waves and your inner workings. Of course, knowing how important it is to take care of your physical well-being. So how is the mental well-being so pivotal in the whole holistic recovery and renewing ourselves?
This is the thing. A lot of people take care only of the physical part of their body. They go to the gym, they go on a diet, keto, or they count their protein and calories, but nobody actually takes care, not nobody, but most of the people don't take care of their mental problems. We all live in big societies. We do tend to be stressed every single day. Most people, they start stress eating, stress drinking, they go into relationships because of stress. But did they sit down and take care of themselves? Most of the time, people always want to have a noise at home. TV, radio, music.
White noise.
Because they do not want to be by themselves.
Absolutely. It goes for me as well.
Exactly. And I believe that you need to be courageous enough to face yourself, to face your inner demons, to face your inner worries and work on it, because then what's the point of life if you're not going to be a better version of yourself?
Absolutely. I'm just also, let me just ask that, can your subconscious initial wiring from childhood, does it help or does it stay with you till how we are today?
I do believe that it's not only the childhood, it's as well the time when you are still in your mommy's belly, for example. Your mom is pregnant 9 months. Every single thing she feels, you feel it. Every single thing is transported to you. And we are born not as a white paper. We're born as a personality already. We already have traumas. We already have problems with trusting the world because, for example, our mom was not feeling safe when she was pregnant. And then on every single stage of our life, our parents, our mom and dad is our whole world. We do repeat the patterns we learned from them, and it's so subconscious. Sometimes your parents can tell you something as a child. When you're an adult, you don't remember it. It went into your subconscious mind, and you started saying this to yourself without understanding where's the root.
And what about someone being limited towards creating wealth, towards moving towards abundant mindset? Is that subconscious playing some role?
That's 100% subconscious. Everything that comes to money, career, goals in life, that's all subconscious, and it's coming from our father figure in our lives. The thing is, if you have noticed, generations are changing, and if you look at the 20-year-olds, they do find it more exciting to make money rather than the 40-year-olds. Why? Because when we were being raised, we were told money doesn't come easy.
100%.
And we truly believed in it.
Money's not grown on trees.
Yes, and we truly believed in it. However, life is so plain and simple. It will prove you exactly what you believe in. If you believe money doesn't come easy, it will never come easy to you. This is where I step in as a psychologist and I help people, or you guys can do it yourselves as well with meditations. Just rewire your brain. Start thinking differently. Allow yourself to be rich. Most of us don't even allow ourselves to be rich. We just close the pipeline that God gives us.
And I think once you step in and you try to bring about this rewiring of the subconscious, can help them change and step into the world of abundance?
It can help change everything. Everything. I cannot even describe to you how many stages there are. It can help abundance. It can help to change your even self-view. How do you see yourself? It can help you change your relationships. It can help you change that circle of people you're surrounded with. Because whom do we become friends with? Mostly people with whom we have trauma bonding. Who do we get into a relationship with? People with whom we have a trauma bonding. If there is a trauma, there will never be a healthy relationship. And if we rewire our brains, we will be free from all these layers that we grow on us during our lives. And once you're free, you are your true self.
Wow, I am just sinking it all in. And I also want to add self-worth. Like self-worth, a lot of times, apparently, people will see us as the perfect package. But that feeling of lack or not being enough or being in that constant state of fear, not believing in yourself, doesn't it stop you from excelling? How will people believe you when you don't have this conviction of you being fine and worth it?
Definitely. And another thing I would like to add is how we treat ourselves. It's our mother's figure in our lives. If our moms were very demanding, as most moms are, you grow up into an adult which is never satisfied. You're always demanding from yourself.
Yes.
You do not become happy with small achievements. And life is all about being happy. It's not about what do you have, it's how you feel, how you process things. How do you live in the moment? Most of my clients live in their past or in their future. It's very rare to see people who are living now, here, and they're enjoying the moment.
I absolutely love this because there's a lot of sequence pattern about if you have seen your mom always being in a burnout state or always, how they are managing everything, right? And then you seem to be in that spot where you're never content, or you can never take time for yourself. You're just always, there's some kind of anxiety running at the back of your mind.
Definitely. I'd say 21st century, we live in times where we have so much anxiety and burnout. We have so much stress at work. Most of people, they do jobs and careers they don't love.
Yes.
They just do it for money. But when they come home, they close the door, the only thing that rolls in is the anxiety. Because they feel miserable, they feel unseen, they feel unwanted, they seem not professional enough, they feel not even just trusted at work. And this brings to a constant closed circle. Anxiety, you need a drop of dopamine, right? So what do? Some people, thank God, they go to the gym. Some people, they drink. Some people do other things that help them. But how long?
Short, quick fix.
Quick fix, but how long can you fool yourself?
Do you think, Lana, this is becoming like a new norm in the society?
It has, unfortunately.
I think with so much social media, with the screen time, and then because it's not natural to the brain.
Exactly. And the thing is, when we feed our brain, which is not made to process that much information, when we constantly feed our brain with reels, with short videos, our brain later on gets depressed because it needs that amount of information which is not able to process anyway. We become unable to focus on a long-term movie, for example, 2-hour movie,
yes,
or on reading a book, because our brain got rewired now for short. This brings to a society of short-term relationships,
yes,
short-term friendships, short-term careers. Everything becomes short-term.
In today's fast-paced, high-pressure lifestyle, and especially in the modern cities like the UAE, how is mental health being impacted, and what patterns are you noticing among your clients?
Perfect question. I'll tell you why. Because if you have seen the master plan of all new modern cities, we're all pushed in a big city. We're pushed on high-rise towers. We're pushed away from nature, and we're pushed in a career and a society that's very fast-paced. What does it do to your body? First of all, you do not rest.
100%.
Because you're constantly on cement, you're constantly in rubber, you're constantly in polyester. How many of us wear natural cotton or linen, for example? How many of us go to the beach?
Yes.
How many of us walk barefoot on the grass?
With nature, it's so less.
So your body already doesn't get connected right, to nature. It doesn't connect it to this planet. You totally disconnect yourself. With constantly being busy, reaching career goals, surviving relationships, we get disconnected from ourselves as well. And if you're disconnected from yourself, how can your mental state be healthy or normal? I don't think it can.
Yes, I read somewhere that the inner self listens to the truth. It adheres to what is aligned to the authenticity. And like you said, everything is so artificial. It is so man-created. And that serious gap is causing the inside to be restless, you know? Can someone truly heal without addressing the spiritual dimension of life, Lana?
In my experience, no. I have seen a lot of clients that come to me. They've been in therapy for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but the therapy has been classical psychology. Classical psychology forgets about existence of God. It puts it aside because maybe not proven. It puts aside the fact that you have a soul. It just starts working with your brain, your mind, maximum your body. What happens in this case? A lot of people, most of us, we have belief system.
Yes.
We believe in something which is bigger than us. We tend to need to connect to it. When you constantly disconnect someone and you take a whole system like a human, which is a huge, big system, and you divide it and you just take the brain and you try to heal the brain, it's not gonna last. Those changes will come maybe for a short term, but then they will leave. I do believe, and this is why I created my own method, that the person is a huge system, like an ecosystem, and I divided it on certain parts which I work on at the same time. Let's say you have fears. If you go to analytical psychologists, they will try to understand what is your fear, they will try to increase the fear, they will try to work with it. You'll that fear and go and, I don't know, you don't like a spider, go look at the spider, or let's analyze what the spider means.
What color was it?
I just start to understand, is this your fear? Is this actually you? Because 90% of what I see in front of me is not the real true person himself. It's his mother's fears, father's fears, grandfather's, it's the whole system of the family, society beliefs, friends, other relationships, inner belief system, promises we give left and right and we forget that they hold us back. And once I start removing the layers, people start breathing easy because you don't need therapy.
Wrapping themselves with others' outside perceptions, visions, which is not, it's dented and it's not even theirs.
Exactly.
Carrying
and
someone
going
else.
back to your question about
Spirituality.
can we heal without spirituality? Not really. I have a degree in family psychology and I have studied systematic family psychology, and it speaks about how our generations of ancestors, grandfathers, grandmothers, you might never know them, we carry their belief system in ourselves. We carry their fears. We act without knowing, just like they had.
Like family constellations.
Exactly. What is that? Spirituality.
Whom you have not even met, whom you have not encountered, some.
Yes.
And still will be carrying some of their tattoos.
Yes.
In your...
And because your brain doesn't know that, it constantly acts. What I do is I open your eyes and I tell you, that's not you. And when your brain realizes, oh my God, maybe I'm actually acting like my grandmother, it just...
Subconsciously,
it just starts to restructure itself.
Wow. So you update the software.
We need to update the software.
And the clients must be feeling like lifting off a heavy mountain off their backs.
It all depends if they're ready for the changes. I have seen people who come and they're not ready yet and they have fears because your mind, part of it, wants the change. The other part of your mind wants to keep as it is.
The sense of readiness comes to my next question, Lana. What are your steps of having sessions with the client? What is the process that you take them through?
So because I work on 5 levels, of course, the first session will be me trying to put not a diagnosis, that's the wrong word, I'd say to notice patterns that people don't. I will have a look at the physical body because every single way you move, every problem you have in your body tells me about your experiences. It tells me about your childhood.
Phenomenal.
It tells me about your feelings. I have a look at what people say, how they talk about themselves, how they describe themselves. I just ask questions, why did you come to me? What is your main purpose? What do you want to change? Because funny thing is, whatever they come with is definitely not what they want to work on.
Really? It's something
For
else
example,
underneath.
you came to me and you told me, I want to fix my money issue.
Yes.
If I start asking you more questions, we will go back to the problem that you want to fix your family relationships, not the money. But your mind cannot figure it out because it's so subconscious, and you will try to make it as less harmful for yourself and as less scary as possible, because sometimes facing our true problems,
Demons.
it's
Yes.
very painful, and most of the people are not ready for that.
I want to understand, like, how do you discover that? Like, because it's like, someone is very thirsty and they will drink anything. They'll drink salt water, but temporary, but you will give them the actual water. Like, how will you navigate through what is it truly that, of course, with your years of research, that this is what they actually need healing in?
First of all, conversation. And while having a conversation, I always watch the body language of a person. Body language tells me a lot. Sometimes they say things they don't believe in themselves, but they have to say because they want to sound good. The second thing is, I'm really happy I went to Gestalt therapy because it taught me, unlike other parts of psychology, I do not position myself that I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, I'm your teacher. No. We are two people, we are on the same level, and I'm just trying to understand you. So there is no reason for you to try to impress me.
So you make them as comfortable.
Yes, I make them feel comfortable.
Yes, and this is how it has to be. They have to think of you as their mentor, as their friend, as someone where they can feel safe to feel vulnerable. Because I feel a lot of people and women, they have these, they're holding back a lot of things, maybe because of lack of trust, or they're scared to be vulnerable. But how will they find the real solution unless you don't have that amazing practitioner that is like a mirror that you can feel so safe to just vent everything that is inside?
Definitely, and I would like to advise all the other psychologists, if they're listening to me, please stop working from your brain. Because when we go to an analytical psychologist, for example, we sit there, we speak, and they just listen to us, they put some notes, they give us small maybe techniques to try at home, but then that's it. You don't feel empathy at the moment. You don't feel really understood and heard. You don't feel that somebody feels what you feel inside. With certain therapy sessions, I do have to understand how people feel because they try to hide it, and I actually feel their pain. And I know how it feels like. And my goal is not just to process it analytically, but always to, as well, in a conversation, show the person, I know how you feel like. Because when someone knows how you feel more relaxed, you feel more calm, you feel like somebody understands me.
Yes.
And most people crave for someone to love them and to understand them.
And listen.
Exactly.
I was actually looking through a documentary, and it was very alarming that many of the psychologists on the first session prescribe medication to the patient rather than doing the work. I feel that it is so important that, imagine if maybe someone really genuinely needs, is important, is completely understandable. But imagine if they start from now, and then later down the years, how much will they need more of it?
And it becomes a closed circle again. You're constantly taking something, and then you're increasing the doses, and then you're changing it. But the other thing that people can do is find maybe another way to process things. Of course, with certain problems and certain traumas, we do need to understand what's happening with the hormonal balance. That's why sometimes I do require to see the result of our hormonal balance, because it does explain to me what's exactly happening with your brain right now. And definitely in that case scenario, you can go to a psychiatrist, you can get medication just to balance it, But for example, sleep issues can be worked on in a different way, from a different point of view and in a different manner, rather than directly going to sleeping pills.
I want to help the woman here understand. I was reading another research, and for experimental purpose, they gave an additional dose of estrogen to the men. And after 3 days, they came crying and they said that I can't live with myself. Because you have to understand that the women are really in a tough position. A lot of things, like you said, can be hormonal and can be sorted.
Yes, and a lot of women and girls out there, because society pressures them a lot, they tend to try to be someone that they are not. Because society tells us you have to be like this, you have to be like that, then you have to do this and you have to do that. Ladies, please sit down, relax, and accept yourself the way you are. We cannot be in the same mood every single day. We are a huge hormonal machine, and our mood depends on those hormones. Most of us do not treat ourselves with empathy.
Yes. We are so hard on ourselves.
Exactly.
And the brain is listening to our inner dialogue, And tell me about, you work with psychosomatics and emotional patterns stored inside the body. How often do emotional wounds manifest physically?
This is the thing. A lot of people, they reach to the level, oh my God, I have a migraine, I'm going to see a doctor. They go see a doctor, he prescribes them painkillers, and that's it. You live with that migraine for years. But who sits down and tries to understand, why do I have a migraine? What is the reason? If it's not a medical reason, if let's say you don't have issues with your spine, you've checked with all doctors, maybe it's time to understand, maybe your thoughts are toxic and you're poisoning yourself. Maybe there is an emotion in your body that you never had time to live through.
Yes.
You suppressed it in yourself and you just went on living. I don't want to think about it now. I don't want to feel this now. What does this do to your body? We become biorobots which have an issue because we don't want to express feelings. We don't want to go through feelings. But aren't we here on earth to actually express and feel?
Wow. The main beauty is, otherwise you will just be like a clone robot. And I want to mention, Lana, again, is that men have a lot of difficulty in facing their skeletons in the closet and their demons, because they were told since the beginning that men don't cry, they don't show emotions. I feel they really, really need a lot of sessions to understand what is the inner working that may be stopping them from achieving their potential.
I do have clients, men, and when they come to me, I usually notice that it's very hard for them to understand their feelings. Not to express, but to understand. They do feel something, they don't know the word for it. Because when we raise boys, what do we tell them? Don't cry, you're a man. You're not supposed to do this, don't do this, don't do that. We do not teach them, hey, you're angry now. Hey, you're upset because of this. So they cannot find a word for the emotion that they feel. And the best and easy way, because of the society pressure again, they suppress it.
Yes.
And then it turns into aggression. And another thing that I would like to touch on that deeply concerns me currently, I do see a lot of hatred on social media and a lot of problems between men and women. There is a lot of toxic environment created on social media, on those platforms. Men started hating women, women started hating men. What do you bring to the table? No, but what do you bring to the table? We are here to understand each other. If every single person could just say, hey, let me understand, what does he feel now? Maybe it's hard for him to speak up. We will have less problems in families. We will have less divorces. We will have less single people who become so lonely.
100%. And this kind of friction and aversion, I was also hearing that most of the men are afraid to approach very attractive or potential women because they're scared of rejection. There are many things, like how we hear a lot of women say, "Where are all the men?" or or the men saying the same. So it's like you need to lower your guard, lower your ego, and you need to, reveal your true self, feel, and like you said, we have stopped feeling.
I love what you just said. This is some separate topic we can talk about for hours. Instead of feeling and allowing ourselves to feel, we have become people carrying a crown of ego. Every person tries to be the queen, the king, I'm the best. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, love yourself, but do not allow your ego to ruin your relationships, to ruin your ability to love someone, to give to someone, because most of such people, they only take.
Yes, and haven't we often heard many women complaining that our men never compliment us, or everyone around us is appreciating, but they're less appreciative, and those vintage, it really, and which is why the women start looking for validation from outside, which is to be given by their partners, right?
Again, we blame a lot men. However, men are less intuitive than we are. They cannot read our minds. And thank God they cannot read our minds.
Of course.
If a woman wants something from a man in a relationship, there has to be an open communication. There has to be an open way to express yourself. You do not expect someone to buy you flowers, because how is he supposed to know you want flowers today?
I loved your beautiful flowers, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Why don't women just go and say, "Hey, you know something? I know you love me. I really feel it. I appreciate everything you do for me, but I would really love to get flowers from you." That's it. Show me a man that will not do that if he loves the woman.
He will, in fact, become more attracted to the lady.
Exactly. But do we appreciate what they do for us? Not really. So what do we expect from them?
I just love what you said.
About your body. Usually it's based on also Chinese medicine and sometimes on traditional medicine. For example, you have certain problems in your spine, let's say. We know what feelings brought to that. So there is a way to try to fix your spine by releasing the emotions, at least to remove the back pain.
Are you serious? So you mean to say most of the pain that is coming maybe from the knees, it's coming from some stored
Definitely.
trauma?
Your body is a very, very highly intelligent creation that alerts you when you do something wrong. For example, knee pain, it's because you're too proud of yourself, too selfish, and you are not able to blend in with the society. Back pain, if we're talking about upper back pain, it's a lot of responsibility that you're carrying and it doesn't belong to you. You have to drop it from your shoulders. You're carrying somebody else's responsibility. You're carrying somebody else's pain. Stomach problems, undigested anger, suppressed aggression. And if we go to the feelings directly, I'm not saying that I can cure stuff. No, don't get me wrong. You still have to see a doctor, but it will fasten your healing process and your recovery process. Rather than, if you don't work on the emotions, this pain is constantly going to come up again and again.
Unbelievable, and it makes so much sense. And it also has to do with a lot of awareness. People don't have this awareness. The first thing they will do is just pop in a painkiller.
Most of us.
And so what I feel you're saying is that the physical pain is actually coming from the mental not being healed.
It can be the mental non being healed. It can be emotions that we left for later on, to go through them later on. Of course, we never do go back to that again. It can also be another thing that this is your personality. So your body says, look, this personality trait is toxic for us. It's ruining us. So I'm giving you as a body pain for you to sit down and say, why do I have this pain? What do I need to work on?
100%. 100%. To conclude, what is the most valuable advice that you would give to someone who genuinely wants to improve their life starting from today? And we also know that the UAE's situation, it got a lot of people under stress, which is why I really wanted to have this beautiful session where I think we all need a session. So what is the piece of advice you'd like to share?
I'd say learn to love yourself, truly love, and learn how to love other people. Learn how to base all your choices in love, not on trauma, but on love itself. When you choose a career path because you want to do something great for others and you love it, over something that your parents were expecting you to do, you will just change your life. If you treat others with an unconditional love, even if they're bad, that's fine. Accept them and love them the way they are. Accept and love yourself. But if you cannot love yourself, how can you love others? So it all starts from the mirror.
Do you, Lana, feel like you have found a transition of a newer self of you after, maybe 20 years before, and how you saw yourself then and now? What are those nice positive changes that you felt in yourself?
I actually went for therapy myself because I still wanted to try how does it work, how does it work? Initially, before going into studies, I wanted to make sure this is helpful. This is gonna change my life. To be really honest with you, most of the therapies I went for left me unsatisfied. So I started doing it myself. I started processing myself. I started allowing myself to go deeper, where I'm scared to look at, what I'm afraid to do, what hurts me to think about, and starting to understand what's beneath that. What am I hiding there? I would say the changes that it brought to me, meditation, I'd say spirituality, connection to people, connection to God again, understanding myself better. It brought me to one hatred. I don't care. If you hate me, that's you, that's not about me. If you're aggressive towards me, that's you, that's not on me. If you're lying to me, that's on you, that's not on me. I'm free from most of the society's opinion. I don't really care what you think about me. I know who I am. My worth doesn't depend on your opinion about me. I love what I do. I love people. I love changing their lives. It makes me satisfied. It makes me happy. Why would I care? I'm free.
I think that a lot of people try to break down someone that they fear they cannot become. Or it's so unfortunate, the kind of humans we are becoming, but I see that a lot. I see a lot of people doing so much goodness, so much unconditional service for others.
If you don't like someone, if it triggers you, become jealous of someone,
Yes.
ask yourself, why? Maybe the reason is I want to have the same, but I cannot. Look in the mirror, accept.
How they say when a snake bites, and then you just should fix yourself rather than thinking, why did the snake bite? Or how dare the snake could make this move on me, and on wasting this energy.
Exactly. The snake is a snake.
And one more thing. Do you believe in energies? Do you believe there are certain people with high energy and some people who can suck your energy?
I do believe that everything created on this planet is energy. Just like the Wi-Fi, it goes on waves, right? Everything emits waves. Flowers, plants, stones, crystals, trees, cement, polyester, linen, me, you, cats, dogs. Every single thing is energy. There is positive energy and there is negative energy. Sometimes, very rarely, there is neutral energy. And whenever we feel down or anxious, I do advise everyone, just go, take yourself out there, sit somewhere where you can get positive energy. Go to the desert. Camping is an amazing thing. We live in an amazing country. Go to the beach. Listen to the sound of the waves.
Yes.
Walk on the grass. Just absorb that energy and you will see how your life will change from simple things.
And surround yourself with that vibing energy. And us also becoming an energy of positive wavelengths.
Exactly. And another thing, we need to understand, what energy do I give to other people? Because on what energy I give, I attract. So if I'm toxic, I attract toxic people. If I'm happy, I
Connect with you.
You can find me on Instagram. I have just started up. I'm not a very social media person, to be honest with you. I just started my Instagram. It's called Soul Recode 5. That's how I named my method.
I love the name.
You can message me directly there, and it's very easy to get in touch with me.
I want to thank you so much. And I can't wait to